if I make the first move, then am I expected to be making the first move into my marriage? Okay.
So when do you have sex? Do you have sex? Do you not have sex?
That is
But sis, I'm still saying if you want that man, shoot your shot. Hi guys, welcome back to the Moda from Mamas. So today we're back with a really fun topic. We're going to be talking about dating rules. I like to call it dating rules for the Afrocentric woman because that's where I decided I am. All right, Sarah, tell us what are your rules, so to speak, about dating?
This is interesting. To me, I feel like I am more traditional, right? I mean, that's how I was brought up. And so I want a man to pursue me, all right? I don't want to be the one making the first move. And the reason I say that is because I feel like if he pursues me, then I feel wanted. I feel secure.
Yeah.
I feel like, oh my God, he likes me, wants me, But me trying to go after him, it's in his nature to kind of, like hunting. It's like, they're hunting, and I feel, oh my gosh, I feel good.
How about you? The kind of girl that typically will sit back even if you feel something for a guy and you'll kind of wait for him to.
No, I will be doing some hints here and there, but okay. I will never make the first move. Yeah, I'll drop some hints, hapa na pale, but I'm not gonna.
To me, difference, Katia, hint and making a move. Because to me, it's kind of. Because what is a hint? Like, what's up? I'm like, you're cute. Or what is that a move? Like, what is that?
The hint that I'm thinking of is like, body language. Body language can really tell you a lot, Yeah. I remember when I met my husband, I would sit next to him, the first few days, and if there were other men, right?
Okay.
I would sit up as right next to him, but I never, like I want him to give me his number. I'm not gonna give him my number first.
Got you.
Yeah, call me, then I'll call you. Once you give me the number, then I'll call you.
But you wouldn't do that to a guy?
No.
So see now listen, I have in my life walked over to a guy and said, here's my card, call me. And I'm okay with it. I'm just saying, it's not everybody that deserves that.
Yeah.
Also, I think most important, I was raised traditionally too. My mother, the traditionalist of the traditionalists. Unajua, I understand the rules. I understand a guy should pursue you. And as a woman, you're right. It feels wonderful. The good morning, beautiful text that everybody gets, though, what you're doing, the him calling and not you calling him. But I think most important for me depends on which Velma we're talking to, okay? Velma at 21, before I got married for the first time. Yes.
I like that. Huh?
I'm going to step back. I'm going to play shy, even if I'm not. I'm going to pretend I don't see you looking at me, but I know you're looking, and that's why I'm wearing those jeans. That's all cute and stuff. Velma, after the first marriage, the divorcee Velma, I'm more confident. I'm more of a strong woman. I'm working. I'm paying my bills. I'm at a place where if I see a cute guy, and it's not every Tom and Harry, but if I see a cute guy, I'm going to walk up and say, hi, how are you? My name's Velma. What's your name? Are you single? And I had to learn to ask dudes, especially your age and you already divorced, because a lot of guys my age are either married, getting out of a marriage, or looking for marriage. Okay, so my dating at that point was, it depends where you are. Was I dating to get married? At some point, I was dating just to have fun. So I'm not interested in a guy who thinks, because I'm in my 30s, I just want to get married tomorrow. No. And I also don't want a guy who's got baby mamas. And I just had my little set rules. So it was easier to approach a guy and ask these questions point blank.
I hear you. My concern is to me, what bothers me is if I make the first move, then am I expected to be making the first move into my marriage? Okay. Mm-hmm. And I agree what you said about the age, because age also is important. When I met my husband, I was ready to settle down. Mm. And so there are things I needed in a man. Yes. And one of those things is now I want him to pursue me. I want him to, to ask me. And because for that, I felt like, he's going to he will continue with that into the relationship. I guess also, I don't know. I'm asking you that because does that then it translate in the roles of marriage?
So you're scared that if I approach the dude, then he's going to always expect me to make the first
move?
That hasn't been my experience, actually. I will tell you, I met my husband at a meeting at work. and we had to communicate professionally because we had
Yeah.
to the phone. And I mean, we communicated for a long time via phone and email without ever meeting each other. When we met, I was like, oh, you get it. So
Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
oh yeah, and I was like, I just asked, are you single? And for me, that's one of those things where he can either say, nah, I'm married, and I'll be like, chill, or he's like, yes, beautiful, I'm single. So for me, one, he's throwing the beautiful in there. Two, he said he's single, which means he's open to the goings on. But after that text, I didn't follow up with anything else. So he now started texting me like, are you single? What are you doing? What's your name? Where do you live? What do you know?
See,
So he
see,
followed.
that's good. So that's fine. That's fine because fine, you answer the first question and then you let go. You let back,
Right.
right? You never continue to, oh my gosh, hey, how are you? Giving all those details.
But we live in today's society where woman is taking over, and a lot of what we say, a lot of times we like to say the woman can do better than the man. So I do see, because I do have
Oh,
coworkers, and I see
I
women
agree.
pursue.
I agree with that. But I know the women are taking over. I know about gender balance. I know about feminism and all that. But when it comes to marriage,
Yeah.
I guess that's what to me, I see my husband as the
Hmm.
head of the family, right? You know, do you
But
understand what I'm
so
saying?
what happens to a man who is just naturally shy?
Oh, that's not my cup of tea.
You said no, thank you, honey.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm. Yeah,
that's not your cup of tea. But okay, so again, these are the traditions we have. I feel are more like Kenyan style traditions, India. But I feel working in an American society, and
yeah,
again, another reason I said what's up to my husband first is I live in a time where I'm always at work. I'm at work,
easy.
I'm at work, I'm at work, and then I'm at home. But like you said,
Mm.
shoot your shot and back up. I'm
Yeah,
not aggressively chase down a man because
yes,
you take away the thrill, you take away the role playing. And I think a lot of dudes, like once they know they can have you, they're not that interested anyway.
that's what I'm saying.
It just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore.
Right.
But for some, there's people though I know who've worked it the other way around. The chick has approached him, the chick has run them down, and they're married and they're happy.
It's
So don't
true.
you
It's true.
think some people?
It's true. And there's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong about your approach and my approach. I'm raising my children. I don't want my daughter to come telling me, "Oh, mommy, I asked the guy out." No, wait for him to.
So what if while you're waiting, he notices your best friend? Now, if me and you are hanging out, okay, all right, and then me, I'm the one who talks a lot. You like the dude, right? And dude maybe had feelings
Right.
for you, but I'm the chick that just talks and talks and talks. So eventually, I'm the one who now approaches the guy. Then now you're sitting in the corner watching your potential future husband walk away.
At that I say this. It was not meant to be.
True. I'm one of those who says God helps you if you help yourself.
How soon should you be intimate after during dating? How soon?
I'm not an advocate for time. I'm an advocate for your comfort level with your person. Um, I say this because I have seen, for example, let me use marriage as an example and not sex. Okay, I've seen people who've dated for 10 years, they get married and they're divorced in 2 after that, right?
Yeah.
People get married in 4 months and they're together forever for 30 plus years and until they die. I feel the same way about sex. I think you need to be, my favorite line, be uniquely you. If you're ready and you feel you're ready and that's the person for you, go for it. But if you're not, do not get pressured into doing anything like that because it's a decision you can never take back. You cross a
Right.
line, whether or not you're a virgin, once you cross that line with the person, your relationship takes another turn. And it's not something you can't go back and erase tomorrow and say, okay, now let's go back to how we were before, because you've already exposed yourself in a way that you
Right.
cannot.
I think that's true. This is being confident. It's being feeling comfortable
Do you have a
in the
timeline, like
relationship.
a 3-month rule, 1 year?
Not the first month, not the. I don't care how comfortable I am. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen the first month. Depending on how often you see each other, though, right?
That's true too. Yeah, that's definitely.
Because then 1 month, but a month can be quite, a long time if you're seeing each other every day.
Yeah.
See, like
Now,
that's what I did.
is that timeline for sex, is that dependent on if you feel you're dating the person for marriage? What if you're dating the person and you're not really at a place where you think or know if they're the right person to
Oh,
marry?
then,
Should you
if it is
have sex?
no, 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 no. If it's not marriage, no, we are not doing that.
Okay.
No, we are not doing that. If I'm not in this for a lifetime,
Mhm.
no, we are not gonna try those things. Now, does that mean I never did those things?
I was about to ask you that. I'm glad you said it yourself.
But looking back,
Right.
I would have you know,
Waited.
yes,
Yeah.
just waited and you know.
Sorry, I was saying sex is a peer pressure thing too. Because I know for me it was definitely
Yes.
I wasn't interested at all, but you sit with your girl. And people think it's guys who talk about sex. Listen, chicks are worse at it. They go into detail. And I would sit with my girlfriends and they would talk, and it's always like me and my like, how do you not know this? You know? So I'm like, so what is this thing about? I want to know what it's about. So my sisters out there, don't do it for anybody else.
So
Just
for you, if it's not in, you're not in for marriage, you don't, right at this time, do you feel like this is something you do even if you're not, it's
so
not.
you're saying right now at this age, if I was dating a guy,
Yes.
honestly, sir, at some point I'm gonna know boobs. Okay, I'm gonna scratch my itch. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I mean, am I gonna do with everybody I date? No, but I think at my age where I'm gonna be 35 this year,
Yeah.
if I was
Yeah.
single, dating and working, and I
Yeah.
had a guy who I was hanging out with, and we were close, and
Yeah.
we were exclusive, with protection, yes, I would enjoy
Yeah.
my. I think I would. But the me in college at 20 something, no, not so much. No, not at all.
What about the come we stay where kuja and he hasn't committed kwanza nyumbani, or even here it's really common because you want to share the bills, you want to do all those things,
Yes,
you know.
don't do it. I'm gonna
I
as
did it.
who's done it.
I did it.
You did it, but it worked for you, right?
Yeah.
You did it, but it worked. But so what happens in the event it did not work? Right?
You'll have saved the money.
Sure, but but listen, Judge Lynn Tola always says do not give up wife services on a girlfriend's salary. Okay. So listen,
Okay.
I'm not innocent. I did it with my hubby. But truth be told, if you can afford, if I have to scale down and say to you, my sister, if you're a young sister out there and looking, just live on your own. Even if it's a room to rent, no, corner your girlfriend and your guy as is your fiance, blah blah blah. Visit him, have your own space until you get married. It's one of those things that you kind of wish you could take back, but you can't. But it's very precious. It gives you, for me, it gives you a really strong sense of belonging to have your own little place. You know, yeah. And like I said, you end up being a wife as soon. What happens when you're there with a dude? How are we raised? You're cooking for him. You're
Oh
cleaning for
yeah.
him.
Oh
You're
yeah.
watching after
Yeah.
him. I would say overall, take whatever you were raised with, because a lot of us, we follow what we've seen, right? So take
Yeah.
what you were raised with. I would say infuse it with what you see in today's society up to a certain level, and make up your own, like make your own rules that work for you. Because it's not gonna be a black and white.
And there are things that you'd want to take the lead. There are things that you would expect him to take the lead. So
Yeah.
like you're saying, it depends on your situation.
Yeah. But I agree
Whatever
with you.
makes you
Once a man
happy.
to be a man, let him be a man from the beginning. Don't pull over, don't do his job and then wait for halfway through and be like, oh, why isn't he being a man? Well, honey, because you were the man from the beginning. So what's he supposed to do? But sis, I'm still saying if you want that man, shoot your shot. Just be careful.
Eh, but then what happens when you do that and then you're rejected? Does that affect you?
Okay, so that depends on your level of confidence. I'm a pretty confident chick, just because. Let me tell you one incident. I went to one of these Kenyan parties. I think Southeast will come to New Jersey, and I went to this thing, and I was standing at the front, this party, having a good time with my girls, and this guy pushes his way like to the front, the front, and he's so rough. I'm a chick and it's a concert. Tuku Kombele. Like, why are you a dude rushing to scream at Southeast like that? So I turned to him and I'm like, excuse me, and he's like, what? I said, you pushed me. He's like, I don't even give a F. You're ugly anyway. So I laughed and I said, honey, no, I'm not. And the dudes around him started laughing. See, because I'm sorry, honey, I'm not ugly. So it didn't affect
Yeah.
me. And he
Yeah.
got embarrassed. He walked away. But that's one time where I gave myself a silent high five, because I'm like, go ahead, girl, because that's not you. So I think you gotta have that level of confidence. There'll be guys who reject you in a decent way, just like chicks. That's why when I see chicks do this really rude yelling at dudes, and I'm like, my poor son, poor boy child, you ain't gotta be rude. You could just tell a dude to walk. Remember who you are, okay? Remember what beautiful woman woke up. You are the best you God ever made, and it doesn't matter what opinion anyone else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share.